Okay. So Sub-Rogue, guys. Sub-Rogue is very easy, I'd say. No, it's the hardest out of the rogue specs, but pretty much Sub-Rogue. When it comes down to it, Gloomblade, the strongest because it goes through armor and does shadow damage, so you're always going to want to take that. I take Subterfuge just because it increases the duration of Shadow Dance and it lets you use your stealth abilities out of stealth for 3 seconds. I always take Vigor. I just always do for some reason, I don't know why. For the 60 row talent, you can't take any of these. In Arena, you want to take Elusiveness for the 30% damage decrease, and you're going to want to take Soothing Darkness in Battlegrounds for just the self-heals, and Cheat Death if you really want to take that. Prey on the Weak gives you 8% damage increase whenever someone's stunned, so I would suggest that. For this row, you either take Dark Shadow, which gives you a 25% damage increase when you are in Shadow Dance form, or you use Enveloping Shadows, which will pretty much just reduce the cooldown of Shadow Dance by a lot. For the last row, I take Marked for Death just because Marked for Death is very broken in my opinion when you play Sub-Rogue. For the Honor Talents, Gladiator's Medallion for the Trinket, Reinforced Armor for the 10% increased health, Maneuverability for the pretty much break free of any movement impairing effect. Smoke Bomb because Smoke Bomb, very broken. Needs to be baked into our actual talents like it used to be, but waiting for that one, Blizzard. Cold Blood, okay, go ahead, give me that Battleground thing. Cold Blood pretty much does 10% health, 10% max health whenever you use an ability, or 10% max health whenever you use Cheap Shot or Shadow Strike every 1 minute, so just does max health, that's why I take it. And then here, you can use any of these. I don't think I've seen anyone use Shadowy Duel, but a lot of people take Thieves Bargain for the... I believe you get a 45-second cooldown on Vanish, and you get a 10% damage increase, but your health is decreased by 15%, so that's the bad part about it, but 45-second cooldown on Vanish plus 10% damage increase is very nice. Personally, I always take Phantom Assassin. While Stealth or Shadow Dance is active, your critical chance is increased by 35%. That means my crit chance is 83%, and that's always in Shadow Dance, and this synergizes very well with Enveloping Shadows, which reduces the cooldown of your Shadow Dance, so that's why I take that. I'm going to go on the Flag Carrier here. I'm going to Shadow Strike, Enveloping, or here. I don't even know the burst. It's kind of hard to explain it, but we'll stun this guy, why not? He kind of got away. I'm surprised he covered so much distance, but we will go on the Priest here. Should have used that a little bit earlier. We'll go on the Priest here. And again, I'm going to build 5 combo points. Use Kidney Shot. Use Shadow Dance. Use Shadow Strike 2 times. And use Inviscerate. And we could have Marked for Death Inviscerated again, but that didn't really work out so well. So we'll go on the Healer here again. And he'll probably fall over here as well. And again, we'll go on the Tank here. I'm going to use Gloomblade on the Tank because he does have a decent amount of armor. Somehow they did capture it. Oh, just kidding. Never mind. Am I going to put these guys on YouTube? Yes, I am. What should I do? I'm sitting alone, all my friends are sleeping. Draw penises on your friend's face. That's what you should do. So the rotation of Sub-Rogue is a little odd. It's definitely the most complex out of the rogue specs, so that's why I have a hard time explaining it. I'll try to explain it on a single target if I ever get the chance / opportunity, so we'll go on the rogue here, why not? So we're going to open with the Cheap Shot. And then we're going to Shadow Strike, put up our Nightblade, which will increase the damage to the target by 15%. We'll try and go on this guy as well. We'll go on the Shadow Priest here, just because Shadow Priest. So we're going to use our Shadow Dance, use our Mark for Death, use our Gormaw's Bite. Gonna get stunned because I get stunned a lot, and I'm gonna probably just die here, honestly. I do believe I still have Cloak somewhere, stashed somewhere. I'm gonna stun that guy, because he did use Karma. Gonna interrupt that Vampiric Touch. Maybe we will be able to 1v1 the Priest here. Looks like we are going to get a 1v1, so we're gonna Shadow Dance. Use Shadow Strike, use Mark for Death, use Eviscerate. He does have Dispersion up, so I'm just gonna run away here. I will be fine here. Just leave me alone, please. Wake your friends up. Wake your friends up or draw penises on their face. Either one. That's my suggestion. Okay, what happened here? Okay, there's the Flag Carrier. Hello, Rogue. We'll go on you. Should have gotten a restealth there, but that's fine. So again, Shadow Dance, Cheap Shot, Shadow Strike, Shadow Strike. He's just gonna die. most of the time, if you do run Phantom Assassin, your Shadow Strikes are always going to crit. So that's the main reason I take that talent. So, ideally your burst is Shadow Dance, Symbols of Death. Gives you 9% damage increase. You want to put your Nightblade up on every target first. So, Fuji God. Hey Dad, I missed you. I missed you too. Yeah, we'll just try and burst someone here. So, you'll notice every time, before I eviscerate anyone, I get Nightblade on them, because Nightblade will increase the damage they take from you by 15%. Very strong. Very strong indeed. So, we'll try to go on a healer here. So again, build combo points up, throw Nightblade on him. Once we get Nightblade up, we will use Shadow Dance, use Symbols of Death, use Gormaw's Bite for the damage. And again, he did actually get stunned, or like, something happened there, to where all of his stuff did get taken off, so he did use Pain Suppression there as well. Actually, just going to stun, use Shadow Dance again, use Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, he is dead. I'm going to go on the other healer here. Apply Nightblade, use Shadow Dance again, Shadow Strike, he is going to die. Go on this guy. Apply Nightblade to the Demon Hunter. He does have a lot of armor, so I'm just going to Gloomblade him. That's why I say Gloomblade is the best choice for the top row, because it does just ignore armor. So very strong. Hey PR, when did you start streaming? Like how many years? I started streaming on Twitch probably 2-3 months ago. Before that, I streamed on YouTube and Twitch for like 7 months before that, maybe. I don't know. I just woke up my friend and told him that my other friend talking about waking him up, and I said I won't let him do that, and his reaction. Huh. Just draw wieners on their face. That way, I don't even know. I don't think anyone's ever actually had the thought process of, yeah, my friends are asleep, I'm gonna draw fucking dicks on their face, man. I don't think, if your friends do that, they aren't your friends, I'd say. Only if they do it with Sharpie. If they did it with Crayon, that'd be funny. Okay, so again, gonna go on the tank here. He's probably just gonna jump away, so we will go on the Fire Mage here. So we'll just open on him, use Kidney Shot, apply Nightblade once we do have 5 combo points. After we get those 5 combo points, whoops, that's awkward. We'll just kill him here. He should die. We'll go on the Hunter here as well. And again, apply Nightblade, use Shadow Dance, use Symbols of Death, use Gormaw's Bite, use Eviscerate, Marks for Death, Eviscerate, and now he's pretty much dead. I can Shadow Dance again here if I really need to. I'm probably going to stun, Shadow Dance again, Shadow Strike, and Eviscerate, and he will just kind of fall over there. So, I mean, sub is the hardest, in quotation, spec out of all the rogue specs. I don't think any of the rogue specs are necessarily super hard. Except Outlaw. I think Outlaw, it just needs to be fixed. I don't think it's hard. I just think it needs to be fixed. I don't think it's right now. Oh, they captured it, didn't they? Maybe. Oh, never mind. So we'll go over there. Again, I'll try to go over the rotation. Pretty much all you want to do. When you open on someone, you want to put Nightblade on them. Nightblade does give you a 15% damage increase and does give a strong damage over time on the target. So that's your #1 priority. After you get your Nightblade up, you do want to use Eviscerate and spam that. In 5 combo point Eviscerates, by the way. So we'll go on this guy here. So we'll use Cold Blood before he... we'll use Cold Blood just for the 10% damage. Or 10% max health. I can't tell if this guy's Holy or Disc, but we'll figure it out. We're going to apply Nightblade again. I'm going to trinket that just because I want to show you guys the burst. So burst here. Shadow Dance, Symbols of Death, Gormaw's Bite, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate. And I use Mark for Death there, forgot to mention that. You'll see that his health pretty much just plummeted there. I believe he did use some defensives as well, so... I'm going to build my combo points up again. We will stun him here. We'll use Shadow Dance again. Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, and he does fall over. We'll go on the Rogue here. Same thing. Build up Nightblade, get Nightblade on him. Cheap shot, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate. He's dead. That's about it. Go on this guy as well. Get Nightblade on him if I will. If I can get it on him before he dies. Just kidding, does die just too fast. Hello. No, is berserking in there? That's mine, sir. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what your plan here is, man. Thank you, sir. You are a kind god. And again, he's probably going to use Karma here. I'm going to try and stun him. Stun. Use Shadow Dance. And just kind of do damage to him here. And he's dead. So that's why I take Phantom Assassin, by the way. The crit chance on Phantom Assassin, very, very underrated. I'd say it's probably the strongest talent. I might die here. I might die to a Holy Priest. Hate to be the one to say it. Just kidding. You're gonna die here. So again, use Knife Blade on him. Gonna use Shadow Dance, Symbols of Death, Gormaz Bite, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate. Could have used Eviscerate. There we go. Stun him again. Shadow Dance. Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, apply Nightblade, and then just build up our combo points again. He did use a defensive there, so I don't really care about that all that much. Just gonna let him use his defensives, because why not? We're gonna apply Nightblade again. And, oh shit. Hitting the wrong dude, my dude. Okay, whatever. We'll go on you. Again, Symbols of Death. Going to use Cold Blood just for the damage. And he will take a decent amount of damage here as well. I'm just gonna run away because I can. Juke, damn. Juke, fuck. I'm dead. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So the basic sub-rogue rotation is apply Nightblade. If you're not in stealth, just use Gloomblade, Eviscerate. If you are in stealth, just use Shadow Strike and Cheap Shot and Eviscerate. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget, Symbols of Death gives you 40 energy, increases your damage by 9%. Also, Phantom Assassin pretty much gives you 100% crit chance. And Gormaz Bite gives you 30% energy, also hits like a truck, and slows the target as well. So we'll showcase that on Miss Muffin. You will be the victim, Miss Muffin. And again, build Nightblade up. And he's probably... I'm not even going to use cooldowns on him, because he's probably dead here anyway. I'm just going to stun him, and he will just fall over here. Yeah, okay. Nothing to really go to. I believe I'll just hit their flag carrier, I suppose. We'll go on the healer. Everyone's going to be hitting their flag carrier anyway, so... We're going to use Cold Blood here just for the 10% max health damage. We're going to stun her, use Nightblade, get Nightblade on her. And we're going to Shadow Strike. We're going to stun her after that. Shadow Strike, Shadow Dance, Symbols of Death, just for the damage increase. Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike again, reapply Nightblade, Shadow Dance, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, and he's dead. Shadow Strike, interrupt that, Eviscerate, dead. We'll go on this monk here, again, build up our Nightblade on the target. Going to slow him with Nightblade as well. Going to Shadow Dance, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate. He's just gonna die. Okay, yep. That's pretty much it. It's not too much work. Not too much to it, I suppose. Whatever, that's fine. We'll just go on you. We'll stun you, go on the healer. Poor Miss Muffin. Can't catch a break, can you? I don't know where my Nightblade went. She must have dispelled it or something. They're really wanting this flag, aren't they? We'll slow this guy, I suppose. So, Shadow Dance, use Cold Blood just for the 10% damage increase, and he's dead. Rest in peace, flag carrier. Just kidding. I might die here as well. We'll go on the Rogue here, actually. Rogue's gonna die. I'm gonna use Evasion here just because he did use cooldowns on me, so I'm gonna Shadow Dance, use Gormaz Bite, pretty much just drain his health. Kind of fucked up my burst there a lot, so that's my bad. We'll kind of try and burst the Shadow Priest here. Gonna use that, Shadow... okay, yep. I'm doing the rotation here, guys. Eviscerate. Nah, kind of fucked that up. I'll stun you. Since I don't have Shadow Dance, I'm actually just going to have to Gloomblade here and use Nightblade. I do have Shadow Dance up again. I'm going to just burst after he gets out of that. And I should be building combo points, but I don't really care. And again, he did Paralysis, so I'm going to have to reapply my Nightblade, so that kind of does suck, but it's not a huge deal. And again, we will just Gloomblade, go to this guy. We'll stun him. We'll use Symbols of Death because I have nothing else to do. And again, just Shadow Strike, Eviscerate. That's all you really do, is it? Sub-Rogue. We'll go on Miss Muffin because she does have low health. And we will pretty much just kidney here. I'm going to kidney when she actually tries to cast a spell. There we go. And Shadow Dance. Shadow Strike, dead. We'll go on that guy here. I'm going to vanish here, actually. Damn, that sucks. So again, Sub-Rogue, if you have Shadow Dance up, you're pretty much just going to be pressing Shadow Strike a shit ton. It does crit every time, so I don't see a reason not to use it. Dealing 15% additional damage. So, Does a ton of damage. Gives you 2 combo points. If it crits, it gives you 3, I believe. But pretty much all you do is you pop Shadow Dance, you Shadow Strike, you make sure Nightblade's on the target. If Nightblade isn't on the target, you want that on the target as well. Once you do have Nightblade, just Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, or Gloomblade, Eviscerate, whatever it is. And then your burst is pretty much Shadow Dance, Symbols of Death, Gormon's Bite, and then just your normal Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate kind of rotation. So we'll see if I can do anything to this flag carrier. He is kind of ranging his healers. I don't know where his healers necessarily are. I believe one of them will be running up here. Yep. So, we'll stun. We're just going to be annoying to this guy, by the way. Okay, so we're actually going to kind of do our rotation on him. So we're going to Cheap Shot, build combo points, get our Nightblade up. He's probably going to fear me or stun me or something here. Okay, whatever. So, we'll use cooldowns here. Shadow Dance, Symbols of Death, Gormon's Bite, and now Eviscerate. Should have marked for death a little bit earlier. We're going to put our Nightblade back up on the target because I don't know what happened, but he did dispel that or something. I'm going to stun him with Kidney. Okay, he's immune. Don't really care. So we'll Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate. He's dead. I don't know what was happening there. I believe the red pally was dispelling my Nightblade with, I don't know, one of his abilities. I don't know what it was. I think it was Blinding Light or something like that, but... So again... Rogue, man. Sub-Rogue is you apply Nightblade, you Eviscerate, that's it. If you're in Shadow Dance, which will happen a lot, you Shadow Strike. Cheap Shot if the target needs to be stunned. Don't forget that you can use Cheap Shot. Cheap Shot, it's a stun. You can use the stun whenever. Usually most stuns have cooldowns. As a Sub-Rogue, one of the main reasons people play it is just for the spammable stun. So, if you're trying to stun, weave Cheap Shot in there. If you're not using it, just Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, and make sure Nightblade's on the target. And then the burst is Shadow Dance, Symbols of Death, Gormon's Bite, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Marked for Death, Eviscerate, whatever. And don't forget about Cold Blood because it does do 10% max health damage, and that's about it. So that's Sub-Rogue, and that's all the Rogues classes as well. I'll have a more in-depth guide on my channel here soon to come, and I will be doing live streams with class guides as well, so... Yeah, that's Sub-Rogue, guys. And now I believe Druid is next.